Factoring by trinomial. So this method is used when we have three terms, as you can see in here. And this time we're using by inspection method. And you can only use this method if there is no leading term, meaning that very first one over here, there should be only a positive one. Okay, so you'll notice for these ones, there's only a positive one in them. So how do we do this one? Again, so we take a look at it. We try to find two numbers that will multiply, so the product of that last term, that's positive 30, and will combine or sum of that middle term, which is positive 11. So again, very important to include your signs with them. Okay, so think of two numbers which will multiply to become positive 30 but will combine to become positive 11. So 5 and 6 will work, and we need to think about their signs. So I think both positive will give us positive 30, and both positives here will combine to become positive 11. So when we have established those numbers, it's simply just writing them down. So it will become a, because we're dealing with a squared, a plus 5, and then a plus 6. Okay. You can check your work by foiling them out to see if this combination works. You don't have to do it. This is just to show you that it does work. So this gives you that a squared. This gives you the positive 6a, positive 5a, and then this gives us the positive 30. You can already see your product showing up as positive 30 from positive 6 and positive 5. And the two middle terms will combine to become the positive 11. That's why we said we need the numbers to become 11. So that becomes positive 11a and then plus 30. And that's how we pick this to be a product and this to be a sum. If you're ever trying to think of numbers and you cannot think of any combination, try to write down all possible factors of that number. So 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, 5 times 6, and then it's just 6 times 5 and so on. If you cannot see a combination that works between these numbers, that will give you that middle number along with its sign. That means this question cannot be factorized. You can waste a lot of time trying to think of numbers sometimes. So quickly make this chart and check if it can be done. Okay. Now in some questions, like in part D, you'll notice it looks like we can't do it for a couple of reasons. One, because it does have a leading coefficient, and you can see it looks like a cube here. So nowhere x times x will become x cubed. So in this question, remember what our first step always should have been. It should have been GCF. So in this one, 3x is a GCF that we should try to take out. Sometimes it's just the numbers, and sometimes you can even take a negative number out. So here it's a 3x giving you just with x squared minus 7x plus 12. And that is now the criteria that we need to do inspection method. So think of two numbers that will multiply to become positive 12 and will combine to become negative 7. Okay, so 4 and 3 does work in terms of the combination, but now we have to think of the signs. So we have to make them both negative for them to combine to become negative 7. And that actually works beautifully because they will multiply to become a positive 12. Okay, so signs are very important, and that gives us our x minus 4, x minus 3. And don't forget to bring that GCF down along with it. So that's our factor 1. This step can take quite a bit of time sometimes when we're first starting, so don't get frustrated. It's completely normal. Some people can think of numbers very quickly, and some people need some time to think of these numbers, so that's perfectly fine. Okay, so pause this video right now and try part B and C, and if you get your answers great, move on to the next example. And if you're not getting the right answers, please continue this video as I will finish these two parts off as well. Okay, so for part B, again, we're trying to think of two numbers that will multiply to become negative 30, but will this time combine to become negative 1. So 5 and 6 actually still work, but we just have to watch out for the signs now. Okay, So in this case, because I want the sum to be a -1, I will make my bigger number to be negative and the smaller number to be positive. And that works out for the multiplication. It does give me -30. So that means my two factors are b plus 5 and then b minus 6. So this one's good. For the last part over here, we have to think of two numbers that will multiply to become positive 48 and will combine to become -4. I can't think of a number right away, so I'm going to go ahead and make my chart. So 1 times 48, no. 2 times 24, 3 times 16, 4 times 12, with 5, 6 times 8, and that's it. Those are all the possible combinations for 48, and it doesn't work. None of them will combine to give me -4. So since I cannot do this, we will just say cannot be factorized.